Hey everyone, Stephanie here, coffee drinker, book lover, and reviewer of many things, and today we are talking about Jim Butcher's Stormfront. I'm so excited to talk about this book. It is one of my favorite books. But first, I didn't paint my nails. I was going to, and I played games yesterday instead. Nancy Drew. Today's shirt is Red Hot Chili Peppers. Uh, I actually got to see them in concert. This was my husband's shirt. It shrank really fast. I think he wore it a lot. It might look a little brown because I don't know what's going on with my color today. But it's black and it's like the letters are gray and that's red. Um, so might have some technical difficulties. But I might be able to fix them when I edit. Um, anyway, so we saw them in concert. He was stationed in Great Lakes, and we went over to, I want to say it was Minnesota for Summerfest, and it was storming. On our way there, as we got closer to where Summerfest was being held, it was like the rain started getting harder and harder and harder. So we enjoyed Red Hot Chili Peppers with rain not raincoats, the smock things. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what they're called. Anyway, it was still really fun. If I can find a picture, I'll post it. I'll stick it right here for a minute or two, and then I'll change it out and I'll put the shirt that I got that's Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm pretty sure I can find a picture of both of those. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. And then the next day we went back and we saw Pink. I almost cried. I was so excited. I was excited for Red Hot Chili Peppers because I've loved them for like ever. But then Pink just my soul. Um anyway, today's coffee. First I wanted to show you this cute little cup. I know it's not winter anymore, that it's springtime, but I got this from a mom of a little boy that I used to babysit, and it's just so cute. It's got the little kitty on it. Um, um, Today's coffee is a mixture of coffees because this cup is really big. Like, look, it's like my whole face. Um, and I was like, I wonder if I can get if I do the 8 ounces, which is specified that the K cups are for 8 ounces, but I always do 12 ounces because I want it to last as long as possible. But I did. I think it's called Hill Country. It's the HEB brand. Um, of caramel. If I can find it on Amazon, I will put it up for you to see. I feel like I'm really quiet, so I'm moving the mic. Sorry. Maybe I'm not. Can you still? Am I quiet? Now I'm gonna have to go and check. Anyway, fix it later, I guess. Anyway, and then it's the bomb, and so there's 8 ounces of both of those. So this is actually a 16 ounce cup, and I had to add extra sugar because I didn't think about how strong my coffee would be, and I think that the Hill Country one, I think it's actually a light roast because it's always a little lighter when I make coffee, make it. Anyway, it's tasty. I had to add extra sugar, which I guess made it on, and now it's too sweet, and so it is what it is. Anyway, on to this book. On to this book. Now, I know this is kind of a given. I recommend this book. Um, it was really hard. For my review, I don't wanna tell you everything that happens in the book, I mean, on my spoilers, the next video, I don't wanna tell you everything in my book, so I used these little tabs, and I was like, "Okay, I'm only gonna choose 4 places to talk about." And I was like, "Oh, but I like this one. No, 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 but I like this one." Um, okay, so I'm just gonna read the back of the book. It says, Harry Dresden oh, here, let me oh. Harry Dresden is the best at what he does. Well, technically, he's the only at what he does. So when the Chicago PD has a case that transcends mortal creativity or capability, they come to him for answers. For the everyday world is actually full of strange and magical things, and most of them don't play well with humans. That's where Harry comes in. Take a wizard to catch a, well, whatever. There's just one problem. Business. To put it mildly, stinks. So when the police bring him in to consult on a grisly double murder committed with black magic, Harry's seeing dollar signs. But where there's black magic, there's a black mage behind it. And now that mage knows Harry's name. And that's when things start getting interesting. Magic. It can get a guy killed. Um, so if you didn't gather from that, Dresden is a wizard. And it even opens with that's a spoiler, I can't tell you. um anyway, come back. Um so I told you in the previous video that I listened and read this book. First off, let me back up. When I was 16 or 17, I worked in a retirement home. And I worked in the kitchen, and the older guy, look, he was like my grandpa, but he wasn't biologically my grandpa. I had just known him before I started working there. I think he's the reason I got the job because he worked with my mom in another area. Anyway, in another building. And so we would prep out the meals, and then we would have some time to sit before the residents came down to eat. And I always had a book with me. I would always read something. And after a few weeks of seeing what I was reading, he was like, "Here, you need to read this." And I said, "What's it about?" And he was like, "It's the Dresden Files." And I was like, what's it about?" So, he let me start reading it while like he let me only borrow it while we were working together, which was on the weekends, and he was like, "Oh, and don't tell your mom I'm letting you read this." Um, there is almost an adult scene. Um, kind of, sort of. It's an accident. Um, but I was already reading Stephen King books. Like he saw that I would bring in Stephen King books in the room. So he was like, this isn't the only book that he recommended that had stuff in it that I was too young for, but I knew about because I was a teenager. Um, so I read the first book and I was like, I need the rest of these. And so Jim Butcher is the author, and he's made a lot of books. And I wonder if does this one have yeah. So yes, focus. Okay. You see all the books that he's written? He's actually written a lot more. Probably double this list. And this series down here is good too. The Codex Alara. I can never remember how to pronounce it. Anyway, if you don't like to read for some reason, maybe you think you read too slow, or maybe you just like to listen to other people read, this is one to listen to. And okay, I gotta calm myself down. Um, the person who reads the narrator for, the books on Audible is, the guy who played Spike in Buffy. I was so excited, like, I immediately my husband okay, I had already read all of these, okay? I had I have all the book well, I don't have the newest book, but I have all the books, and, I actually sat and read the books, and, um yes, I smell books, okay? And my husband, because of, reasons, he couldn't sit and actually read the book, so we got them on Audible, and he was like, "It's really good to listen to 'em." And I was like, I'm gonna stick to my book." And then we traveled from Virginia to Texas, I think was one of the times that and he was listening to it to keep himself awake while I was trying to nap, and I was like, I was and all of a sudden I was like, "Is that Spike?" And he didn't really watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so he didn't know what I was talking about, and, I looked it up and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's the same guy!" I was so excited, and then I had to listen to all of them 'cause why not? And I think that his voice is perfect for Dresden. And yes, read this if you're old enough. Which hopefully you are because you're watching this. And if not, you can get sneaky. I'm not supposed to say stuff like that. I have a kid now. I don't want her to be sneaky either. Um, it's a good book. And I think once you start reading okay, in this book, I think my favorite character, my favorite person is Murphy. I think she's my favorite person in this book. I mean, other than Dresden himself. Oh, or Bob. Hmm. I gotta go do my spoiler video because I want to talk about everything. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'll leave the link for this book in the description along with hopefully both my coffees. Oh, hopefully both my coffees. And I'll see y'all next time. Oh, I am currently reading um It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover? Hoover? Um, I'm not as far along as I would like to be. It seems like it's a really good book so far. But I keep forgetting it in my daughter's room because I sleep in there at night and I have my book with me. Then I just stick it up on her shelf. And then in the morning, I clean up all of my stuff and I just leave the room and then I take her back in there for a nap. And getting out of there when after she falls asleep, you have to be like a ninja. So, hopefully I can read some more of that, so I'll be ready in 2 weeks to record a video. If not, I'll record something else, it's fine. Um, okay, until next time. Bye.